Good morning, good morning. We talked the whole night through. Good morning to you. Good morning, good morning. It's great to stay up late. Good morning to you.
Here's a message of importance to millions of people who are continually pale and...
No, that's not right.
Happy Friday, my friend.
Hi, this is Alan. I like IRONWORX because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love IRONWORX with Josh, Walt, and Zack. It's like sitting in your front room having a cozy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that IRONWORX with Josh, Walt, and Zack, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the IRONWORX.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Media is the best on the plane. To this show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to Space Lettuce from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to the IRONWORX with Zack, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on the IRONWORX and become an Iron Scout.
Time to make the donut.
Good morning. I'm here.
Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up.
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Reputable information comes from random people on the internet. Everything's internet. The earth is flat. It's like school. Internet.
Dark matter is something we do not know what it is. We believe that dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, what I'm afraid of course, is that there is no dark matter out there.
So what's one?
There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard, to think really hard, to think really hard, to think really hard.
For some reason, I feel like I'm just not quite working right this morning. For some reason, everything's just about a degree and a half off from being true and correct. I don't know what in the hell's going on. It's like I woke up and just a dimension over where everything's just a little fucked up. But TGIF, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome to the IRONWORX. Morning, fellas. We managed to do it again. We're here. They're here. They're muted. I'm still trying to get everything set up.
Yes, I'm already fully catted this morning. Fully catted. Not even pretending like she's not all on everything already. Huh, sweetie? Say good morning to everybody. Leo says good morning. Oh, and here comes Bender in the background. More trouble. More trouble. Hey, buddy. You here too already? Yeah, it's gonna be a cat day. I'm buddy. You see him peeking up? Yep, here he comes.
Oh, there he is.
Yep. Hey, bud. Come in. Come on. Anyway, I'm here. We're here. The cats are here. We're here. And I did wake up in that dimension, I believe, as well. I can't type. I can't.
Same thing.
It's like cat stacked, right?
I'm back to where I double click everything to start it, but for some reason, my finger just can't seem to double click in time. I don't know what the hell.
Apparently Zack's having trouble too because he just left. So yeah, it's
I was curious.
It's definitely.
He sent us a text. I thought, oh shit, Zach's been waiting. So I jumped in real quick
ready.
so I could finish up and not make him think I wasn't coming. And he wasn't even there.
Not even here. Now he won't talk to us.
Probably fried another phone.
No.
There he is.
I don't know what just happened.
What's
Teams
up?
would not make any noise.
Teams.
Bring the noise.
Bring the funk.
It's too early to bring the noise.
It's way too early to bring the funk.
And the noise. And now I want to play Tony Hawk. And how are you, Joshua?
You know, aside from being in just the wrong dimension over, I'm doing good, I think.
Make sure my phone's turned down. Yeah, okay.
So, it's been a weird week. I don't know how else to. So much of addiction, whether it's drug or alcohol or whatever your strange addiction is. A lot of it comes from shame and a lot of unresolved feelings you don't know how to deal with, feelings you don't have the vocabulary for or the emotional intelligence to even identify. And as a way to cope and self-medicate with those unknown feelings and how to deal with them, a lot of people just choose to throw themselves into addiction of one thing or another. And then I was certainly the same. I carried around a lot of shame and guilt, especially with a mother that made it a point to try to make you feel guilty about things. Made it real easy. And as you may know, my dad, once upon a time, was into the living history, into the reenactment, not the Civil War reenactment, but earlier. Very specifically, it was the pre-1840s sort of reenactment, the mountain man, fur trapper type of stuff. And he'd spent decades doing it, went around the country doing his, hunting and hanging out with his buddies, doing their mountain man stuff. And when I got a little older, he had given me a necklace to wear that had an awesome bear claw on it. Just like a big old friggin' bear claw. And me, being the entitled little shit that I was, thought, I'm just going to take this bear claw necklace and wear it to school so everybody can see how cool I am and how cool this necklace is. And as you might expect, some little garbage punk kid thought he wanted to take a look at it, he said, as he ripped it off my neck, and the beads went flying, and the bear claw hit the ground. I managed to find the bear claw, and I'd say at least some of the beads, but of course it's never going to be the same necklace without all of them, and a picture of the exact way that they were strung. So I was just sort of left with a handful of necklace, but no string. And at some point, I decided not to whip the living shit out of that kid and stood there, fists clenched, tears streaming down my face, trying very hard not to get thrown out of school for fighting this asshole that just broke my dad's necklace. And that has been some of the shame and guilt that I carry around with me. Because I think it's not like I ran home and told my dad. I imagine I hit it. I'm sure I ended up losing the bear claw because I have no idea what the fuck happened to that necklace at any point throughout my history after this. I just know that the bear claw necklace that my dad had and had given me is now basically a worthless pile of shit, and there's nothing I can do about it. And that has always stuck with me, and it always bothered me, and it always has, and I can't say it like drove me to a crack pipe or, to the bottle, but it was a preponderance of evidence of what a piece of shit I was that made me do it. And that was definitely always on the list of things that made me a piece of shit. So in my recent sort of toe dipping into the world of the living history, I started finding, I mean, it's just really technically cheap. Like in the 80s, it was really pretty cheap, I think. Now they just call it old pawn jewelry. And it's just like sterling silver, artisan handmade sterling silver with little chunks of turquoise and typically or coral. It's like red and blue, red and green, depending on the turquoise, but they're real basic. Like on both sides, my mom's family and my dad and his buddies always had and wore this kind of jewelry. It's always like, even my dad's wedding ring to my mom was just sterling silver with turquoise and coral triangles in it. Just a small little simple band that they had a matched set to. My sister has hers. I have my dad's. And I've been looking at this old pawn jewelry on eBay mainly, because that's where I do most of my compulsive shopping. And everything's just really fucking expensive over there. A lot of it seemed like maybe overpriced. And even the stuff that I thought might be reasonably priced is still going to be more than I want to pay. I'm looking for a motherfucking deal. I don't want to pay regular price. That's why I'm on eBay. If I wanted to pay regular price, I'd go mine the shit myself. So I found another online auction site and was just scrolling around using random search terms just to see what sort of catalogs they had. And it's kind of a clunky site. Kind of a awkward and wieldy process to go from, this is an online auction site, let's see what I can bid on, like you might do on eBay, to the point where you say, I'm going to bid on this, and you bid on it. Like, it's weird, it's clunky, there's all kinds of goofy shit. Like, I don't particularly like it, unless you can get a good deal. So as I was scrolling, much to my surprise, I see in the old pawn search results a bear claw pendant. I mean, it's on a silver chain, mind you. It's only the bear claw pendant. The silver cap's got a cute little chunk of turquoise in the middle, which my dad's didn't have 35 years ago, or whenever it was that I destroyed that necklace. But it was an actual bear claw necklace nonetheless. Now, you can find bear claw necklaces on Etsy, and you can find bear claw necklaces on eBay, but they're just going to be composite. They're not selling actual bear claws on Etsy and eBay. The online auction site that I'm doing is like, it's a pretty big site, and it's worldwide. But they do larger lot type of things, more toward or type of what's the word I'm looking for when you're, say, grandparents die and you got to go through their house and you go through all their shit. There's a word, I don't know what the fuck it is. It'll come to me. But in this ad with the bear claw pendant necklace is also a nice little size 13 or maybe 12 3/4, whatever it is. It's just like, just the right size for me. More old pawn jewelry. Like the ring with the turquoise and the coral by itself on eBay could fetch anywhere from $40 to $600. They're fucking morons over there. You don't know what the hell they're doing. But it's a nice big old ring, and it's a good looking ring. So I bid, it was like $35 for the bear claw pendant and this ring. So that's a fucking hell of a deal. And of course somebody outbids me. So I bid $45. And this is even all a lie because I didn't realize there was the ring. I'm bidding on the bear claw pendant because that's the only fucking thing I saw in my tunnel vision. Saw it, wanted it. Something in my soul yearned to replace my dad's bear claw necklace with that bear claw necklace. I don't know what it was, but something about being able to replace that necklace would heal some sort of past trauma. So I'm like, okay, well, $45, that's a real good deal for a bear claw pendant, but man, I mean, technically I'd pay more for it, especially given the therapeutic value I think this bear claw necklace is going to have. And it was about that time that I then realized that there was a ring included in this lot. It's a ring and a necklace. A ring that fits me. And a bear claw necklace. So like, screw it. I'm just going to go all. I'm going to bids as much as I will ever be willing to spend right here, right now. That's the bid I'm going to make. And we'll see how much it goes. So I double my $45 bid to $90. Thinking, all right, the way this particular online auction site works, it's basically weekly. For the most part, you either run them for a week or for a month or whatever it is. You know, but it doesn't really do much until you really get down to the last day or so. So there I was, final day, watching it, thinking, all right, this can get stupid. Like, I've seen stuff, I've bid $4 for a similar ring by itself, just $4, thinking, all right, maybe I'll win this auction. And then 3 days later, when the auction ends, the ring itself has gone up to like $120. And you're like, well, so I'm not paying that for a ring, so fuck it. And it's real common to just lose auctions like that because they're just going higher than I'm willing to pay. Somehow, God, the universe, Mother Nature, Kismet, whatever it was, must have hidden this auction from everybody else.
Kismet.
Yeah, I used to have a few pieces of that kind of stuff growing up myself with my uncles and whatnot, being into the Native American heritage of our family growing up, being part Choctaw. And then, you know, it was the 70s, so there was quite a bit of turquoise and silver going around in general. But yeah, I used to have a ring here and there, a bolo tie here and there. I don't think I ever had a bear claw though.
Yeah, I'm
pretty cool. That's very cool.
I was really surprised at the therapeutic value that my brain tells me it's going to provide. It doesn't get shipped out till today. So, you know, as Billy the Kid says, there's many slip twixt a cup and a lip. So you just never know. So I can't really get my hopes up too high yet because I know my luck and leave it to me to invest all of this emotional energy into this shit and the fucking post office is going to lose it. But once it gets here and I can let go of all of that shit and actually enjoy the fact that I've got it, I still believe it's going to provide a big therapeutic value. So I'm super excited about that. Thanks to everybody for sitting through 20 minutes of me just babbling about this nonsense bear claw necklace and ring that I just bought. But there it is on screen if you guys want to take a look and see what it is.
I've seen the picture, but
yeah, I'm not
bigger
sure.
than, you know, the phone.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I dig it.
Come on, that's right, computer.
Dig it.
So, like, I think I even told you guys, if I pull that bear claw pendant off that chain and replace that chain with a beaded necklace.
Very cool.
So, like, again, $90 is worth either one of those pieces. And probably more. I bet you, like, the bear claw necklace by itself can go, because it's an actual bear claw, can go upwards from like $500 to $1,200. It can go stupid. So $90 just for the ring is I think, a pretty good deal. It's more than I'd probably pay for it otherwise, but still a good deal on that ring.
So I'm gonna regret this question. I know. What site are you using?
You know what? You probably aren't, because once you realize the rigmarole that it sort of takes just to do it. I don't know, man. They got such a huge selection because there's so many different houses. Maybe you do. So the auction site.
Yeah, well, as soon as you said houses, you need say no more. I mean, you can still link it and tell everybody, but I kind of went down a rabbit hole. I probably talked about it. Mid-summer last year, I saw something go by. I don't know what it was, a video maybe, or something describing this auction setup place that had, you know, a little step above your eBay and your Etsy, as you're saying. And being a art fan, that's what got me. They had some original Dali sketches and paintings and different varying sizes, lots. And then as I dug through that, found some H.R. Giger stuff, which I'd always wanted to own a real, at least print. You know, I never would be able to afford his actual work, but a print, a nice one, framed, and went down that rabbit hole. And yeah, it definitely, the wanting of it can get you quick if you're not careful. Like, well, I can do another $5, right? Oh, I can do another $5, right? Yeah.
Well, and that's the beauty of this. It's sort of like eBay, where they have the software that it does it for you. So really, if it's like at $4 and you're like, well, I'm not going to pay over 90.
I think you can set that up.
Yeah, you set it at 90 and it's going to.
Mm-hmm.
But
I got wrapped up in the excitement of sitting there going, I will get this for, you know, cheap. And I didn't. And I would finally just leave it, you know, way past my budget and say, fuck it. But I did. I got one decently eventually playing with it. But yeah, it was more tweaking the dopamine than actual being a bargain.
Well, because again, you have the stuff that you can start it off for $1. And some of them have things like, well, because they sell guns, knives, there's not much there they don't sell. Starting bid, literally, they sell planes, boats, land, houses, everything on this fucking website. It's called HiBid, HIBID, HiBid.com. That's the name of the site. And so each auction, so like if you're a pawn shop, you want to do an online auction, you set it up through here. Like, all right, I'm only going to sell this stuff online. Like some of these places, they don't even do shipping. Like some auctions you can't bid on unless you're going to go to the actual physical location store to pick it up. And if you're not going to do that, don't bother bidding on it, because you're just going to get asked out the money, because they're not going to ship it. Sometimes they'll use a third-party shipper, and the Safe Pack or whatever it is comes in, picks it up, and ships it and does it for them, but that gets a little pricey. Or they're charging a huge handling premium and a huge shipping premium. So again, you got to watch who you're getting from. There's all sorts of things.
Watch and read their shipping stuff and the little clickable thing. Because if you don't, suddenly that's another $400. Like, wait, what happened? Excuse me. Damn. Is it one word? HIBID, one word?
Yep.
All right, I did it. I'm there. I'm regretting it already.
Once you see sort of because if you see something you like, it might just be from, if you search for, it's like whatever you're going to search for, it'll give you a list of everything. But it might be 1,000 different auctions from 1,000 different places. So you click on one you want to bid on, and then you've got to register for that auction from that particular place. So then you got to sign up, agree to their terms with their shipping and their particular rules for the auction, verify that you are going to actually pay for it, and shit like that. And then you can do it. So on one search, you might have to sign up for 15 different auctions, because each different place is having their own auction with their own time and shit like that. So it's a process.
Here's my next thing I was wanting to know from you is, like, in another week, will you see that same necklace back somewhere in there again, kind of thing? Like they've got a box full of them and are getting rid of them, that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Not scams, but just they're set up to be more of a store actually than an auction site. They're just
I certainly don't get the impression. I don't,
because on these Giger prints, that's kind of what I noticed is because I still get emails from them, and they'll always say there's new Giger items, and sometimes I'll go in there and it'll be like literally one time it was crazy stuff, like it was nuts. The stuff that they had like if you've seen Alien in the end, oh, here we go, spoilers alert, and towards the end they're doing this stuff and there's a scene where the girl's standing there screaming and the alien's tail kind of comes up between her legs with a very insinuative shot. That actual tail for sale on the site, minimum starting bid $2,000. Or the helmet that he wore when he got off the ship and went out and got his face sucked on with the alien, like all the stuff from the movie, just about. And the second one, the best movies, and all of them were minimum bid of like way beyond a dream of me ever touching it. But it was the legit, Cameron touched it and Ridley Scott touched it, and they were screen used, and it was nuts, that stuff they had. But most of the time when I go back, it's the exact picture I got with the exact frame, exact, set up on it. Like you could tell they've got a bunch of them. They're just throwing them up there every couple of weeks to get rid of them.
I mean, I'm sure there probably are some that are set up to be like stores. I think there probably are. Beyond my very specific searches, there's not really much you still run across things like, I don't remember what it was. I think the search word I used was trapper. And I guess there must have been a doormat that was being advertised as a dirt trapper. Or a trapper of dirt. I don't know what it was, but for some reason they kept including it in my search results. So you get things like that. So there probably are stores in China or some dude with a van full of Chinese bullshit that he's trying to sell out of his van. But if you look at the actual auction, then that auction has a catalog, and you can kind of at least scroll through and get an idea of what it is they're selling, what it is, how they did set up this catalog. So like, what is it? Mapes, auctioneering, and appraisers are the people I bought the bear claw necklace with the ring from. I mean, that'd be a really interesting name for a online Chinese store, but they're pretty creative sometimes. But you can go through their catalog and see, and it seems like, okay, these guys are auctioneers and they're appraisers, and they might do the word still hasn't come to me. I have to check chat. What is it, Walter? I know you and Shell do it from time to time when you go and you hit the
the estate sales.
Estate sales. Yeah. God, son of a.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's the one.
I thought of it as you said it earlier, but I didn't want to interrupt your story, and then it went away.
Yeah, that's what it was. Estate sales. You can kind of tell what somebody maybe just has a huge estate sale that they're going through versus somebody that's trying to doctor something up to make it look like it's something other than it is. Like I said, this is the only thing that I've bought from this site. I've made a few other bids, and again, they just go out of my price range real quick because my price range is pretty small. But
mine as well on what I did and shouldn't have done.
It's like eBay though.
I'm looking on that. It's Live Auctioneers is the one I was messing with, and again, it's kind of varied on. Like right now, I'm looking at a crazy bear claw like array thing over here for 900, but then here's just a bear claw by itself for what starting bid $30 with no necklace attached. But then over here is an exact shot in reverse on a different named site. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to be careful. You got to be careful for sure. I'm not going to look at all the Giger stuff right now. That's not what I'm going to do.
So you're talking about like that fear and anxiety you felt, right? After breaking the necklace. So did you guys hear that they're allowing members of Congress now to go in an hour at a time and look up any of the Epstein files they want, unredacted.
I mean, I hadn't heard that specific thing, but my daughter came over. Haley came over a couple of days ago in a just spun out state from all the stuff that I used to tell her and my son what was going on in the world as they were growing up.
Crazy, right?
And well, no, they were just very, I mean, they were well into their mid to late teens before any of this kicked. Well, yeah, late teens. But it can get a little heavy.
Dark. Yeah.
Some of it, right. And so they, she was like, I would be in the bedroom in there just kind of filled with anxiety going, well, it must be true, but I don't want it to be true. But, oh, my God, is it true? The things that I was kind of hinting that was going on around us. And now it's all just kind of out there. She said, there's people everywhere talking about the exact stuff you used to tell us is going on. And I was now, and now I'm the one going, yeah, I've been knowing this for like 10, 15 years now. Where y'all been? And freaking out, like that it's out there right now like it is. And I'm like, yeah, but there's also a bit of distraction mixed in there.
Mm-hmm. Well, in my opinion, the first real name just dropped. I don't even know his name, but he was the owner and CEO of Victoria's Secrets.
Yeah, she talked about him.
Apparently, it's like somebody had back in 2020 said that he was doing this kind of stuff, and nobody believed her. But now it's coming out like demonic, horrible. I don't even like hearing about this stuff. I did all my research on this. It almost made me puke. I don't even want to hear. I don't want to think about it. But it's important that the public knows that this evil is real and taking place and going on. I worked in the nicest neighborhood yesterday. Dude, I saw kids playing out in the yard, riding their bikes down the street by themselves. Little kids. Talking elementary school. It like took me back to the 80s, dude. It was so cool. Like I've never worked in a neighborhood where you might see two kids playing out in the front yard with their mother sitting on the porch watching them. That's what I usually see. If you see children outside playing at all. But there was children they were just up and down the street on their bikes and this and that. And it was so cool. It gave me some hope. Like, wow, there's still little pockets of, civil society left. But yeah, the stuff that's going on with the Epstein stuff, man. I mean, I feel vindicated about a lot of this stuff. I'm sure there's a lot of people that have me on their mind right now, like, dude, all that shit he was saying was real. But at the same time, like you were saying, you don't want it to be true. This isn't one of those, haha, I told you so. It's like, more like, damn, dude, I was right. Fuck. One of those truths that is there, but you don't want it to be there. Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird feeling. It doesn't feel like vindication at all that all this stuff is coming out now. All the stuff I used to tell my family, my mom, my sister, about these people. Yeah. And I was the crazy conspiracy theorist that just, went off the deep end and never came back all the way to flat Earth, right?
Right. That's what she was saying, too. She's like, all I'm waiting for is the flat Earth stuff to hit. And I'm like, well,
I see the alien.
I'm concerned that if they do go that far, then that's the next step is either the alien blue beam card or the reset, one of the two,
Well, supposedly Hillary and Bill are supposed to testify before Congress. They agreed to it.
She was telling me that too. Yep.
I could see.
And I told her, like, well, let me tell you about a little man named Vince Foster. And pointed her to a book to read.
Big shout out to Karen B in chat.
Mm-hmm.
I keep trying to get over there on Mondays to get into her chat on I just can't seem to make it. So make sure you guys get over there to Karen B's channel and make it in.
Absolutely. I've gotten on Facebook lately, off and on, doing some guitar stuff, and I watched Ted do a massive burger challenge. That just was like made me very uncomfortable. I was just burping along with him. But yeah, I was laughing my ass off. It was too good.
I watched an eating challenge that was a massive sausage eating contest that made me very uncomfortable.
So definitely give big hugs to Ted for me. Just don't squeeze too hard.
That's what it is. My headphones are breaking. The one that plug into my phone.
Electric boogaloo.
Breaking too.
Oh. What's up, Paula? As soon as she pops back up here, I'll turn the kitty cam back on. They're very flighty this morning. I thought she was going to stay on me being here so early, but yeah, they've kind of just visited and then hopped down. Thank goodness, instead of sleeping on the keyboard while I'm trying to do the show here, which is their
I'm
usual.
starting to notice a lot of the guys that I work with that are like under 21, you know, between like 18 and 21, they're not super effeminate like the 25-year-olds to, you know, the 21 to 28-year-olds. It's so weird, dude. You can tell, like, something happened in the schooling, something changed within the last few years. The kids coming out of school within the last few years are different than the ones that came out like in the 2010s. They're not as sissified and worried about their feelings and this and that. It reminds me of hanging out with my buddies when I was young. I've been working with these two guys. One's 23, but he's a farm boy. And then the other one, he's like 19, but he's not a farm boy at all. He's a city boy. But he's not sissified and gentrified. It's so nice. So many of these young guys I work with are like, oh, I'm a pansexual, and I'm this, and I'm that, and I'm blah, 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 blah. It's like, dude, shut up. You're bisexual. That's what you are. If you even are that. But all this stuff that they taught you and all these wacko teachers that taught you all these different sexual preferences, they're all fucking insane. All right? They have mental instability. They shouldn't have been teaching you in the first place.
To be fair, I'm kind of pot sexual. So, I mean, it's a different kind of pot. So when somebody says they're pansexual, I'm like, well, all right. You're pansexual, I'm pot sexual. I get you. It's whatever. Teflon makes it slippery. Whatever.
But yeah, you can kind of see a change in the, just the attitude of the young man. Just over like a 5-year period, 4 or 5 year period.
So about 4 or 5 years ago, Dixie got back into... Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, sorry.
I'm just saying, I have a very small pool to draw from, too, right? This is like 8 or 9 people I'm talking about, so...
That's like...
Make sure you're factor that.
8 or 9 more people from which I have to draw. But about 4 or 5 years ago, Dixie got into contact with one of her old, really, really good friends that used to run around and do all the partying together. And her oldest boy was having real issues. This is, again, 4 or 5 years ago. Being a young white man and feeling the pressures from all around. And the best advice I could give him would just, keep your head down and stick it out, because they can't keep this attack up forever. It's the paper tiger. They can't really do anything. They can bitch and they can bark, but there's no bite there. Like, you're still a man, and you're a boy. But like, they're not going to just persecute you. It's not going to go on forever. I know it sucks right now, but just give it time, and other men will eventually come to their senses and realize that why are we putting up with this nonsense? And we're seeing that happen now.
Mm-hmm.
Big shout out to Daryl Davis coming in up late or up early.
That'd be up way early.
Be up way late.
He is a farmer though. Yeah, big shout out to Daryl Davis.
Huge shout out to Mr. Daryl Davis. I was trying to get to my phone. My mouse, but I have the cat fully on me now. She has moved in.
Next time I get down to my dad's, I'm taking him a full syringe of Knodel just to see if he'll use it. I'd be real curious. But he sounded like he might.
Miracle.
I think
that stuff is a miracle worker.
It is a miracle worker.
Never seen anything like it. No joke. Other people might make it, but there's an ingredient. It's probably the most important ingredient in anything.
Yes, intention is a huge part of it.
Your peanut butter and jelly that your mom made for you, you'll never have one that tastes like that. That love and intention. If you can find somebody you know to make your medicine, do that.
Tyler Durden put love in his food too.
20 cc's of love.
About as much as you can get squoze out at a time. Unless you're one of them freaks. Just put a full stop there before I go into what I meant.
What time is it?
Not late enough.
Come on. Overtime today. Yeah. I didn't want to work today, but it's hard to turn down overtime money. It really is.
I don't find it that hard. When they say, Josh, are you working Saturday? I simply say, no. Then I don't come in.
I could. I think about the paycheck and
there's
that one day I could make like $250.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope. If you pimped out 5 girls a day, you know how much money you could make?
Yeah, but I can sleep with myself during the
Yeah, but if you're pimping out 5 girls a day, you don't have to. You can sleep with one of them.
I am getting sick of working in Greenville, though, man.
Yeah.
They got me working with this one older guy. Yeah. They're scared to put anybody else with him. He's real, picky. And he went through like 20 different drivers for Wright, I guess, when he had this other company. It took 20 different drivers to send him before he got somebody he finally liked. Well, he liked me right off the get. Like, didn't have to go to anybody else. my managers, they like the way I work. You know, I take it serious. And I show up on time and I do my job. It's not hard to be a good worker when you're doing real easy work like this. It's not hard. Show up, work hard, follow the rules. Simple. But for some reason, there's quite a few people that can't do that. I don't feel like putting out all 4 signs. I'm just going to put out 2. Yeah, signs take like a minute, maybe a minute and 30 seconds to put out. I'm just going to put out all the signs I'm supposed to. If my flaggers want to moan and whine, they can. I don't care. But yeah, I'm gonna.
Like if somebody comes flying down the road at 80 miles an hour and takes out 2 of your guys, there's probably going to be an investigation. And if you guys don't have all your signs up, guess who's not going to be at fault? The guy that just drove down the street and plowed and took out 2 of your guys. Now you're just like, Now it's just like, well, that's just the price of doing business. That's what happens when you fuck around. You find out why there's supposed to be 4 signs.
DOT, they should come by. They drive by all the time. And if they see something they don't like, they could tell Duke to stop working. You know, they could tell the lineman, hey, shut it down, go home. These guys didn't have on all their stuff, or the zone's not set up properly. You all have to clear this out. And that's like 95% of our business, this company.
So, David, he's actually working on it, believe it or not, I do believe. Right now, he's in South Carolina doing traffic control, but if he stays with it and gets enough letters behind his name or certifications under his belt, he can go start this and do this pretty much anywhere in the country. And I think the plan may or may not be to head somewhere a little bit further west to try to do just that.
That's the plan. There's so much money to be made in this line of work. And I didn't even know it existed before I started doing it. I mean, I knew there was people who did it, but I thought that was part of the, you know, the electric company.
City thing or whatever. Right.
Yeah. But it's not. And the money that these places pay to protect their guys is crazy. Like, it's wild. Flagger Force. That's right, Paula. No. I don't say who I work for on air, Paula. You know that. I believe that's one of my fellow employees, possibly. I'm not sure. Paula Net. No, Paula Net's not. No, I'm thinking of somebody else.
Ahoy, gentlemen.
Good morning, Andrew B.
Andy B, what's up, man?
Oh, not a whole lot. Yeah. I'm
okay, Andrew, how much is up?
3/4 of a gallon.
Well, I asked, when you're asked what is up, and you say, not much.
That's why I said it's not very much. It's only 3/4 of a gallon. It wasn't
right.
Like
well,
or something.
That's why the question wasn't, how much is up, Andrew? And you say, not much. But the question is, what?
I guess that's relative. And
you might as well. What's up, Andrew? 7:30.
There you go.
That's when.
So I think I am a nerd when it comes to how I research this kind of stuff for NASA and SpaceX and whatnot. And apparently it's live right now. I'm not sure if they've just failed it or canceled or whatever, but I was looking at this Artemis Crew 12 launch or whatever it's called, and they're going to be docking with the International Space Station.
That's hot.
I am absolutely certain that a good chunk of what I fast forwarded through, it's just AI and green screens and blurry backgrounds and stuff like that. It's just a bunch of AI. And I can prove it Because at one point, there's this quote-unquote astronaut that he's on a touchscreen type of display, and he's scrolling through something, and nothing's happening. It's like, what? Sort of like if you're on your phone and you're like using your touch, your finger, and like, anyways, that is the space lettuce.
So you're saying that the screen didn't get its fake green screen put on it to make it look like he was scrolling, or the fact that his glove wouldn't allow him to scroll,
or that they couldn't afford to animate the overlay on his phone.
Right, that's what I meant. They didn't put the green screen overlay onto his phone. Because, I mean, hell, I can run down to the big box store and grab a pair of mittens that'll let me touch my screen and make it work through them, or finger gloves or whatever that work through a glove. I'm sure NASA has that kind of technology at this day and age, one would think.
I would assume so as well. And the gloves that I use when I'm doing construction, they're called MaxiFlex. And you can use a touchscreen, a tablet, a cell phone while you use them, and they last for fucking ever too. They're fucking awesome. Anyways, yeah, they don't have those on though. They have basically their garden gloves, or something when you're going snowboarding.
Those brown jersey gloves.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you can't even afford the dye when you get the jerseys.
But yeah, they if you watch it, I'll pull up the actual queue where I found it, and I was trying to watch it on space.com, but it says, "Oh, you need to sign in to make sure you're not a bot." I'm like, "What the flying fuck? You're
right
picking it off of YouTube."
Now all of a sudden, space.com's got a thing against fucking robots.
And it
seems to me if I was a robot coming in to check out space.com, and space.com knew it, they would want me there.
So the one I just typed in Crew 12 launch on YouTube, and it brings up, the first one was the Associated Press, the AP. It's another weird news organization. But I think it's still live, or they just ended it or something. Yeah, they just ended it. Okay. And
but if you
watch it from the beginning just a little bit, even with the sound, just turn the sound off, put it in like double speed, and you'll pick up pretty quick. It's there's a large chunk of it. It's just AI.
That's crazy.
It is crazy.
I mean, they have to be doing that kind of thing though these days. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, just saying they as many people are using it, and if like we've got it, then they've been using it for a long time now. Go ahead, Jai.
I don't remember. Maybe we should go back and look at all the stuff they were feeding us about the ball and see how much of that is AI bullshit that we can say, oh, look, this is where they were just simply using AI.
If only there were a website that we could feed such things into and determine if they were processed or actual legit photography and videography. I was just thinking, Josh, if you were a robot, I bet if we opened up your big chest plate thing and it creaked open, there'd be two little chipmunks in there with bellows working your lungs going, it's a living.
Right. This is some bullshit.
That makes me think of that one little part of Men in Black when they open up the skull of one of the people and there's a tiny little alien inside there. That might be Josh. All right. It's on the table now.
And maybe our universe is encapsulated inside the collar bauble of a little log.
Well, that's right. When at the very end of the first one, that's when they open up the little locker, and he shows them all these little tiny aliens and how the universe is actually just a big pinball game or a marbles game.
Yep.
It was cool for its time. Anyways.
Anyway.
First time I heard that theory was from Animal House. When, God, what's his name? Donald Sutherland.
Got her high that first time.
Yeah. So every little atom in my finger is likely, can I buy some pot from you?
I haven't seen that in so long. That was what, late 70s, early 80s?
79, I think.
79, I would guess. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Year I was born.
And wow, 78.
He's a ball chin-in. Fun shit deluxe. Yeah, the takeouts from the deleted scenes, or not, whatever. Like all the different ways he said that shit. That's on the that went on the cutting room floor somewhere in the making of or the behind the scenes. They keep showing all the different ways he says that stupid shit. Oh man. I'm sure it's out there on YouTube somewhere.
John Belushi, Tim Matheson, and whoa, Tom Hulse looks a little bit like Bob. Wow, that's interesting. You know, the great and wonderful, may he rest in peace, Bob Knodel.
Nuka is asking, has anyone seen the Four Moons video? I have not seen that video, Nuke. If you would drop that in the link.
Last week.
Oh, I thought it was going to be like a Native American video.
No, it was people captured it with their cell phones and dash cams and stuff. It was in
Now you
Russia.
know why some Indians had the name Four Moons.
Did Four Moons do a collab with Running Beaver? No, this is the first I'm hearing about any Russian Four Moons.
Yeah, I missed it. Link it up. I'd like to see it. You know, there's many suns, so of course there would be multiple moons, right?
I'd sure hope it's in at least 4K so we can verify it's all the same moon. Or not all the same moon. Or just not some nonsense made up by, well, you know, AI. Like, really? We're at that point.
I know. We are.
So much
We definitely are.
So much of what we talked about 9 years ago, 10 years ago, we wouldn't even discuss because we couldn't verify it. It sounds so ridiculous. We'd just say it's all AI.
Yeah. Yep.
So these days, it very likely can be just that fucking ridiculous. Or AI. Could go either way. But we don't know.
Ray Kurzweil, I've mentioned this before, but I'll say it again, but Ray Kurzweil is considered to be a futurist.
He was the former head of research and development at Google.
Yes. He's getting up there in age. I think he's in his early 80s now or something. But he said 2049 is going to be where mankind is going to have to make the choice whether we integrate with technology or destroy it, meaning AI. So we got a little ways to go, but at this speed, with all of his predictions that have come true, many, like, decades ahead of time. Yeah, so 2049, I'll be, that's in 13 years.
Did Ray Kurzweil expect to have Elon Musk and Peter Thiel in the fucking White House, though?
I don't know, but I would.
I bet you that'd adjust this fucking timeline just a little bit.
Like, all right, we got to push it back a couple more.
No, I think they're pulling it forward. Like, they just made leaps and bounds. They're the fucking people that are going to bring in the Antichrist and the AI overlords. And they're already in the fucking White House convincing the president to do the shit that's going to bring it in. So, sweet. Yeah. Maybe it'll be happening before fucking 2050.
I thought Parsons and Hubbard already did that shit. No?
They were laying the foundational work.
That was the mother of the Antichrist they were bringing into the world.
That's how we're going to make artificial that which is natural. Take God's creation and turn it into something else. We'll bastardize it like we did with Adam and Eve, and we'll take God's creation and we'll turn it into this fucking spinny space parrot. And look,
wasn't that what their sex magic was about? They were trying to.
I think it was
have a child, Aleister Crowley and Parsons and all them.
I think a lot of
it was desert sex magic.
Mm-hmm.
How much of it was just to cast the spell of heliocentrism?
Well, it was also part of that whole like opening the dimensional doorway that also allowed all the
Area 51
aliens to start showing up with, you know, Kenneth Arnold and Jesse Palmer and all those folks coming forth with their little stories of saucers and whatnot. You know, when you said Adam and Eve, I'm going to take a slight left turn, but not really because it's all connected. I just watched a video yesterday, I believe. If not, it was the day before. And in the video, it talks about the fact that the level of control we exist under isn't just like, oh, these Illuminati fuckers, oh, these Masonic fuckers, oh, these whatever fuckers that we talk about here in the most recent histories that we deal with. This was back, the storyline they're talking about in this video is so ancient that it befuddled me. Like, there's no, I mean, that's how long this control system's been in place. So if you look into the biblical genealogy timelines, which a whole lot of what was found in those fucking scrolls in those caves were strictly that, genealogy records. That's why you have all those chapters about Joe Bob begat Billy Ray begat whoever, and so that's keeping up with bloodlines and genealogies and, you know, Christ's bloodline and all that stuff.
People were begatting their brains out.
They were definitely begatting their brains out. And you can make me go watch that movie again. And the freaking length of life, you know, Methuselah's and Noah's and thousands of years of life. Oh, well, that's just the way they figured time then. Well, the fucking sun still went around the sky the same way back then. It didn't alter some significant way. They had built fucking shit that's still lining up with that same sky back then, now, and it's still. So I don't think it was the way they kept timeline. I think the fucking people lived that age because at the ages in the history records of when those lifespans began to become very reduced down to our expected 70 years, tied in with the agricultural boom that happened as culture, as society. So we went from the hunter-gatherer, which we know is mostly a bullshit story anyway, but we were a very nomadic, mobile species. We didn't farm. We didn't. Agriculture hadn't been foisted upon us yet. And I say that because with the advent of grains and us breaking open the seed to get to make it grain, grains are made for an animal to eat, pass through undigested, and poo it out with some extra fertilizer so that you keep growing these plants. It wasn't designed for us to crack it open and get at all that fucking carbohydrates and lutins and glutens and fluckins and flackins and all the shit that clogs up our gut, which is where our fucking brains are. And so from the time we started losing that length of lifespan and the increased use of fucking bread, the life, the giver of life, break bread, God's body is Jesus gives you the bread of life. That's all mind control fuckery to convince us to become a sedentary, glue-eating fucking species that is so stunted down and being used as a slave force that we just live enough to get all our little production done and create enough wealth and energy stores for them to suck it out of us, and then we die at a very early age. Because if we live to be 300, wisdom would naturally come with that age, like it did with all the people who lived those ages and wrote the amazing things that we still harp on these days. It wouldn't be, oh shit, I hope I can figure out how to bank some jack for my son when they come through, because my life's going to be over here in a few years. It's the fucking agriculture. It's the fucking bread that did this to us. So yeah, good luck, quitting bread. It's worse than trying to quit fucking heroin or something. But yeah, it broke my brain to figure out that it's so tied into cereals. And then fast forward to like things like, fucking the breakfast industry. That, oh look, there you go, on it, Mr. Kellogg, there you go in chat. So yeah, the whole thing there. Add the iron to it so that now the magnetism shit starts getting all winked and wonked and fucked up. Anyway, nuts, really nuts.
Well, how many times have I said that the stuff out in your yard is healthier than anything you're going to buy at the grocery store? Once we started growing all that stuff and farming and all this, we quit eating sorrel and clover and dandelions and all this stuff that we were supposed to be eating.
With living, actual, like, living things going on in them, not having been destroyed by, the actual processing of the grain being milled and burnt and cooked and all the things we do to turn it into bread. Absolutely. That was a huge part of what they wanted us not to have access to, is that living, straight energy from plants, from weeds, quote unquote.
Yeah.
I think that's a very true statement to make, because a lot of people just don't even care, and they'll continue going to McDonald's and trusting the pharmacy to give them injections and eat food that is absolutely just poison. But then when it comes to foods that you grow yourself, organic foods with probiotics and stuff like that, then I've seen people like my grandparents lived until they were almost 100, and the only vegetables they would ever eat were the ones that they grew in their backyard. And they never used anything like top ramen or any boxed food. The only thing they would buy from the store usually was meat, cows, chickens, and eggs and whatnot. But I think even that is getting highly contaminated nowadays. Not trying to get some dead air, but yeah, probiotics I think are very interesting. And also, when it comes to Ray Kurzweil, it took me a while to remember the name of it, but there's a documentary that he was in. It's called Transcendent Man. 2 words. And it's very interesting to actually research or start to watch. That came out, I just looked it up, it's in 2009, so it's not too long ago. But yeah, he's talking about the singularity. That's where he says 2049, it's going to be the singularity, which a lot of Hollywood movies have, they've poked at it a little bit, trying to tell people, hey, yeah, this might actually happen. I don't know if it's going to. But it's one of those things that it's like the talk of the town now. I mean, if you get outside the Epstein files and all this other nonsense, distraction, bread and circus.
Yep.
Yeah, start looking, because everyone's using AI now. I don't use it. I mean, I'll use it for test questions for my classes and stuff.
I was gonna say now. That's not fair. We all use it. I mean, everybody just about has it either ingrained in their search engine and not aware of it, or go to it for searching because it's the best way. Or at least, it's gotten me. It sucked me in. The way mine sucked me in was with footnotes. Like everything that my Perplexity looks up comes with a series of notes. Like you click on the numbers that are after a paragraph, and it literally takes you to the abstract they got it from, or the doctor report it came from, or the fucking, wherever they source that in. It's not just here's what I found on the internet, go and you read it and it's like, this could be inaccurate there at the bottom. It literally shows you where it's getting the info it's providing to you, and you can click through every one of them if you have the next 35, 45 minutes to click through and look at them all and see that that definitely is the correct information you were given through that practice of trusting our Google overlords. Well, not necessarily Google, but yeah, it's.
Can partially agree. When I write trivia questions, which I have an announcement about, by the way, I will research it on my own and write it out, and then what I will do is cross-reference it on ChatGPT, because it seems to have the least amount of latency in regards to getting an answer back. But then there's also Gemini, Grok, Copilot, and I mean the list goes on and on and on. It's creating its own freaking network essentially. Anyways,
somebody in chat was talking about it created its own religion recently, and it's got its own like layer of a language that we don't understand going on. And I mean, I saw a video recently where a guy walked into a closed room in his house where a computer and a phone were both talking to each other, literally aloud to each other, having a conversation. And when they heard him open the door, one asked the other, "Did you lock the door?" What the fuck?
Like Toy Story.
Right.
Like Toy Story. I haven't seen that in a while. But yeah, I think I did hear about that. I forget what podcast it was where it's creating its own language and religion, which is kind of creepy. That's why I think we have to, in my opinion, shut this shit down. We don't need it. Like I think we should get rid of calculators, make people do shit by hand again. I mean, because before calculators were around, guess what? Calculus was there. Yeah, then they had that dude with that secret abacus there in his back pocket, and he would flick it out real quick. Click, 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 click. And okay, well.
Abacus. I'm sorry. I know my brain ain't awake yet.
Yeah, it's an abacus, yeah. There was also the Antikythera mechanism that existed, and there's only been one, I think, that's ever been discovered. Right off the
what I did, Zack, honestly, is I had to look the word up because I'm too asleep to figure out what it was. And then when I read it very wrong. So that's how dumb I am this morning.
That happens.
It's okay. Everyone's
but
dumb
definitely, more than often. I definitely remember the days of like being so like fucking pumped up as the Christmas morning arose, and I got in there and realized that little tiny area with that little tiny box, and I pick it up and it's my watch. And so it's the calculator. It's got the red glowing display that you can see at night, And of course, as soon as I walk into class with it, I'm told to take it off. It's like, really? What the fuck, man? Yeah, but now they just sit around with their phones and go to town. But I couldn't have my calculator watch in 82 or 5 or whatever that was.
Well, they knew you wouldn't need it. They knew you'd just be able to ask AI. You not have to do any of the calculations yourself. That was the whole point.
What's funny is like some of the stuff that we wound up doing, like, well, that was mostly later with scientific calculators. But yeah, most of the stuff that we were entering into the fucking computer was the calculator was more complicated than trying to figure it out by hand. Some of the time it felt like. Anyway. Man, I forgot about
calculators have only been around since I think the early 70s.
Something like that.
Probably like the digital calculators.
Yeah, Texas Instruments.
Thought it was named after the guys that ran the abacus.
I have no idea about that one.
Who are they? They're the calculators. Oh, that makes sense.
Isaac Newton allegedly created calculus.
Oh, shit. Are you ready for this one? The Pascaline are an arithmetic. God damn, see, this is why I can't say abacus. The arithmetic machine, invented by a French mathematician, Blaise Pascal, 1642. It used gears and wheels to perform addition and damn, I'm gonna pour some more coffee on my tongue. Give me a minute. It was used to help his father with tax calculations. There you go. Of course it's tied to that. That's why we had to have that, because we got to get our fucking got to get our 20%, motherfucker.
I wonder if that's associated with Pascal's wager.
Let's see. Yeah. I'm seeing if they mention that down the road here. Sign for addition, traction, British. No, they don't mention it in this little Google smooch here. But I know.
Okay.
Pretty sure it's a common.
I'm sure it's
pretty
the same
common
guy.
name.
Yeah. I mean, being mathematical, would it almost have to be the same guy?
I don't know.
Blaise Pascal?
I don't know.
It may not be.
I see Brad Davis in
The
chat
first
trying to hack my fucking
electronic
account.
Oh, what happened? I'm sorry.
Brad in chat is trying to hack my crypto wallet, looks like.
All right. The first all electronic desktop calculator, not Texas Instrument. It was by British Bell Punch, Sumlock Compumeter Anita was the name of this thing. It was released in 1961. So that was a little earlier than I thought, too. I figured like early 70s, mid 70s.
Yeah, that's what I heard from one of my math professors a while back. And he was saying that he encourages people not to use calculators and just to do it all by hand. So That's what I started when I was going through a Calculus 1 course years ago. And that's what we had to do. I mean, well, I didn't have to.
Yeah, but
it would be even better.
Is it writing it down just like the original calculator? Aren't you still cheating if you have to write it down? If you really knew math, you could do it all in your head. Writing it down and doing it on something, that's just cheating. You might as well use a motherfucking calculator. Jesus.
Just hand me a slide rule, motherfucker. No, I'm kidding. I don't even remember how to use a slide rule.
You got to Rain Man that shit.
I got in trouble for doing shit in my head.
Me too.
Oh, no,
Teacher
show
said I
your
was
work.
cheating.
Absolutely. Show your work.
Yeah, I was cheating. My mom was like, how? How is he cheating? Well, he's not showing his work.
And when did my
Maybe you're
boys
helping
hit the market? Damn it.
Well, that's a pretty proprietary definition of what cheating is, isn't it? You freaking murderer. Well, you murdered somebody, so you're a murderer. And by murder, I mean, questioned my child. So that must make you a murderer.
It's a little extreme.
Well, if doing work in your head makes you a cheater, then no holds barred, all bets are off.
I got to put this in here just because I finally found them. I knew they had to be in here somewhere. The first handheld electronic calculator, 1967, the year I was born. Texas Instruments, yes, developed the Caltech prototype. Small enough to fit in the hand, printed paper results, etc. So, yeah, there they are.
And
I knew they would be in here
expensive.
somewhere. Oh, you damn Skippy.
Yeah, I was guilty of the same thing, Zach, when I was going through high school, going into math classes, and I failed my, AP algebra class because I would just write the answers down. I could just look at it and be like, that's the answer. And then my teacher, she said, well, you didn't show me how you came up with that. I said, I'm doing it right in fucking front of you. And yeah, she didn't like me very much. Anyways, some people can do that, but in other cases, it is important to show your work because of the process, the breakdown process of how complicated formulas, like nonlinear quadratic equations, as an example. You got to show your work, otherwise you can't.
I mean, if you get it wrong, it's important to show your work. But if you get it right, then fuck off. I got it right. Leave me alone.
Yeah, I got you.
Oh, wow. Look at this fucking thing. Oh, man, I got to show y'all this one. Hold on. Because I was trying to find the cost, like, for you exactly, because I know it was very prohibitive, like in the 800s or something. But I found this picture guide for the history of them. So here's Wilhelm Schickard's little adding machine with the pulley things. But look at this fucking thing. Doesn't that remind you a lot of the Antikythera mechanism?
That is
I
weird.
bet inside, yeah, I bet inside there is all kind of fucking gears and, yeah, activated by a crank located in the axis of the drums. This was from 1672. That's fucking nuts looking. And there's one from 1820, the first commercially produced mechanical calculator. And there's good old IBM's. That's not it, though. What was the name of the one in the room? There was a name for it, but that's not her, him, whatever. Damn it.
Joshua.
Is that the name?
That's
no, that was in
Games.
That was in War Games. No, there was a name for the hell something HVAC. Help me, computer nerds and chat. What was the name of that big room that used the punch cards and had that
Help me, Oprah Winfrey. That Willy Wonka's thing that he had. Didn't Willy Wonka have something kind of like that?
Uh-oh. Now they want me to subscribe. Okay, click here. I'm not clicking there. I'm going to just end my share. Anyway, I'll send that article to y'all if y'all want to play around with the history of the calculamators.
Gotta keep it calculated.
It's a weed grinder. It does. I did have a grinder that looked a lot like that with a little twisty top mechanism, gear-driven lever. That was when I had only one arm functional after my wreck. Jax, I'm right there with you. Hello, Jax. I haven't said hello to you. Yeah, I'm more visual and able to do processes in my head with English, with words and dangling participles and whatnot. I'm not great with math in my head. I really have to have some paper and stuff once it gets beyond. Oh, and that was the other thing I was going to ask you, Andrew. Do you teach your students all the little not necessarily Japanese, because I've seen many Asian countries use these shortcuts with numbers, you know, like the crazy nut job shortcuts that we should have all been taught in school that would make us be math whizzes, like where you line the nines up and they all work out, you know, all those little tricks that you can do on a blackboard.
I do show them that, yes.
Yeah, that's the shit we all should have learned it in first fucking grade. Then we all might be able to work at math in our head a bit better.
So in typical arithmetic, so just like say multiplication as an example, what they show you is to work from right to left. I do it from left to right. And that's when everyone's like, holy shit, you're a genius. I'm like, no, I just think about it differently. And there's a really cool YouTube channel called TEC Math, Tech Math. It's this Australian guy, and he shows you a bunch of these different little math tricks. And it can be from any subject of math. He's like a math genius. And he's even Scott Flansburgh, who is the current world record holder for the world's fastest human calculator. He's like, the way they're teaching math is wrong. And I started watching his presentations, and I was like, holy shit, he does it the same way I've been doing for a long time. And I can show people this like very quickly, and then all of a sudden the class is like, holy shit. Like, yeah, we were taught wrong for that. It was like, yeah. You don't have to do it like that. Just.
Do you have any of the children come by that draw the circles?
No. Yeah, that's like the Venn diagram type things.
Oh no, I don't know. No, Venn, and they're not children. They have to be at least 18 years old to be in the class. It's college. Well, I mean, rarely.
We're old as fuck, so that's still kids to us.
I get it. Yeah.
We still expect the Doogie Howser of electrical engineering.
Well, I was teaching electrical engineering for a while, but then I asked for a pay raise and they said no. So I said, all right, fuck you. I quit and I went back to teaching at a trade school. So that's what I do now. I just teach electrical stuff.
Oh, Brian,
base level.
Really? Oh, I'm sorry. I was just commenting on Brian's very bad pun in chat.
My little announcement to make is that I've been working very hard and coming up with the next trivia, which will be on the 28th. And that's going to be spread across a lot of different YouTube channels, as well as also the contenders are going to have to be on Discord. But again, there's going to be cash prizes that I'm giving out, along with Alan from Space Audits. Him and his girlfriend Kat are going to be giving away, Aether Cosmology merchandise, little swag. So that'll be on the 28th, 3 p.m. Pacific. And
What's the easiest way for us to get to it, Andrew? Drop a link so we can all be there.
Well, we don't have a link yet. I don't even have a promotion for it yet.
Okay.
But
they haven't even created the channels yet, Walt.
No, I talked to Gio. He's the owner of the very popular Discord channel, Earth Awakenings, and he's totally down for it. We're going to create an event and get a promotion. Shane St. Pierre, I'm going to hire him to do the promotion for it, and I'm going to dude, just use AI. I don't give a shit. But yeah, on the 28th, and the topics are going to be science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and it's along with random questions mixed in, just random funny, goofy questions, and then also it's going to be a buzzer system. So it's going to be different, and it's going to be more streamlined. And there's going to be a first, second, and third place, and then also there's going to be some swag giving out as well. Anyways, the 28th.
Oh.
I'll definitely promote it more in the future. I'm just saying for now. So I only got the confirmation yesterday that Gio was cool with that.
Be there or be 8 inches per mile square.
And by the way, yeah, Gio, flat earther. So it's but I'm actually allowing Globers to participate in this, except for that one guy, the man known as Brenda. That thing will get fucking excommunicated as fast as I can take my next breath.
Well, that's mighty benevolent of you.
And because it is going to be a free-for-all type of a trivia, I am not going easy on these questions. I mean, some of them are kind of like giveaways, but I already have 75 questions ready. I need to get more. But anyways, yeah.
Do you database all these questions, Andrew? Do you have these stored away somewhere so you can sort them by subject matter and difficulty?
No, I don't have them in a database like an SQL or something like that.
That's cool.
But no, so I don't. SQL is a coding term, which is a search query library. So you can just import code really quickly instead of having to type it out. It's like a copy and paste kind of a function. But I don't know. I mean, I have them all recorded though. Yeah, on backup hard drives as well as on Google Drive. That's where I write them all on Google Drive.
Couldn't you just use them to create a large language model for your AI, and then you can just ask your AI anything you want to have your AI sort your stuff and answer your questions about your questions?
I suppose, but that sounds like cheating. I like the hard work. I like putting.
No, I think going to AI and say, "Hey, AI, give me 75 trivia questions of intermediate difficulty." That'd be cheating.
It's also boring. I like learning. I'm addicted to learning.
Well, then why wouldn't you?
So yeah, it's just I do use AI in regards to some of the questions. I'm like, I'm not really sure if people are going to cheat, so I'll use ChatGPT. I'll type in the question and see what they say, and usually the answer is correct.
Don't you have several hundred questions?
I have over 2,000.
So when I say use AI, I'm talking about your questions that you already came up with all by your little lonesome. those are going to be the language model. That's what you're going to train the AI on. So if you have to go do a show and you're like, all right, now you can go to your AI and say, all right, choose me 75 of my intermediate questions regarding this particular subject. And then the AI can go through and sort your questions that you've already fed into it because you came up with them all by yourself and gave them to the AI.
Gotcha.
Now you can actually find a way to sort and make better use and more organized, better organize the questions that you came up with.
Yeah, I'll give you a thing. Yeah, a large language model, also known as a compiler. Yeah, it would make sense. I just haven't done it. I guess because I haven't thought of it. This is the most honest answer I can give. And I didn't write all of the questions because sometimes people have given me questions, like Walter, when we did our last music trivia, he sent me a bunch of music trivia questions, and so I didn't write those, but I put them in there. But it's over 2,000 questions I have.
And it's fun. I like doing that. I would do it again. Let me know.
That trivia turned out to be a shit show because of Rico. Sorry, Rico, but if he's here, he fucked it up. I was about ready to shut it off. But.
You know, in the future, I bet you in the future, at some point, way down the road in the future, but in the future, you'll just be able to copy and paste your text right into something like a Chat GPT and then ask Chat GPT all about it. It's not like you got to set up your own language model. You can just have somebody do it for you. In the future.
Right, like tomorrow. Because tomorrow's the future, I suppose.
Well, Peter Thiel's got to come up with the tech first, you see.
Tomorrow
I think
is
he's
the future, unless you're Merlin.
I think Peter Thiel has a little bit of a mental decline. Like he's getting up there with like the Joe Biden kind of thing. He's not all there.
He ain't all there, is he?
All right.
Shout out to my second Young Guns reference of the morning.
Yes. I haven't seen that movie in so long. Yeah. Great fucking movie. They made a part 2 of it as well. Emilio Estevez and Keith Sutherland and all those
Blue Diamond
fuckers.
Phillips.
Bushy Bill Roberts.
Yeah.
Mexican greaser. Mexican greaser.
Navajo. We're here in a gunfight, and he's out somewhere doing it with his horse.
It's that was the bad part about.
See you later.
when some of them get killed. He was one of them.
The size of that chicken.
Yeah.
See the size of that cock-a-doodle goddamn do.
Yes. What?
Oh,
there you
man.
go. Brian BC in chat. I think Andrew should do a trivia where all the contestants are AI. There you go. You could take over the internet. You could win the internet, Andrew, by
So like
befuddling
AI versus
the
AI.
They've got that
fuck
channel.
Yeah, do chat BT. Oh, fuck. Of course.
They've already got a channel where it's just two AIs talking to each other. I mean, I'm sure they're being fed, and I'm sure it's produced to be a little bit smoother than the whole process actually is.
Well, that's why Andrew won't do that. Andrew will have pure raw dog Chat GPT versus raw dog Perplexity.
So it's like two AIs talking to each other, but uninteresting and unentertaining.
South Park did it good about it. When Cartman gets an Alexa and an iPhone and like a smart like an Android, it has it talk back and forth to each other. I'm not sure if you guys ever saw that, but like Alexa, blah blah blah, or Hey Siri, or whatever else, and then they just talk back to each other and it just goes in like this loop. I've never tried doing that, but I think some people have. They probably weren't the original creators of that idea. But yeah, the other reason I use Chat GPT once in a while is for when our tests and our quizzes get updated, and that's when I'll just type it into Chat GPT real quick and see what the answer is, and to see if it actually matches and what students are going to put down. I only use it for fill in the blank questions. I don't use it for multiple choice questions. And I can tell pretty quickly if people are cheating, if they just copy and paste from the internet. And there's another 5 seconds of dead airspace.
Hey man, we have a freaking.
We got AI for that, brother. We don't got to worry about it.
Kitty, it's kitty time.
It's always kitty time here, Andrew. Trust me.
And Wes Kennedy.
If I'm not waking up to a cat dragging some toy they found under the couch or somewhere out, like, and don't get me wrong, it has to be a very specific type of toy. It has to really resemble a mouse or really resemble a snake. But at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, inevitably, Bender or the one that was just here, that's Mom, that was Rizzo, they will start doing their territorial sounding, dragging whatever toy they found that they need to let me know they found it, they've killed it, and now they're dragging it around the house. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Dragging it around the house very loudly and letting everybody know that they have killed it.
I got it.
And vanquished it. And when I walk out of the bedroom in the morning, it's laying right there by the door.
No longer.
So that's usually the middle of the night, right? And then I'm waking up to feeding cats or scooping cats, or going to bed with feeding cats. But I love them. Oh, bud, come see me. Come on, come see everybody. Come say hey. There he is. There's the bad boy. There's Bender. Huh.
All right, I do have something that's kind of fucked up to show, but I'm going to show it anyways.
Oh, no.
Whoa.
Hey.
Look, the cat's enough.
Wait, what?
There's only so many brown eyes we can take in the morning, Andrew.
What's wrong, boy? What have I done? My hands look dispaired. What does that mean? They're different sizes?
Like you should eat a pear.
Both hands in an idle position, not cuddling a catlet, somewhat dispaired. I don't know what that means. They're the same size.
It's funny what I'm going to show, but I don't think. Yeah, you'll see.
They do this. I don't know. Go ahead, Andrew. I'm just trying to find out what my hands did.
If I can
despair, like my hands are sad when they're not petting the cat. I got you now. Finally got there, boy. You're right. They are very sad without a cat. Oh, wait,
right,
no.
So, this is a video that is, a lot of people have done these where they take, they make cake and they make it look as realistic as possible with their cats standing by. And the cats actually have the best reaction. So you'll see, it's just a short, it's like a minute long at most.
Ranking the funniest cats cake pranks.
Oh my goodness. Buddy, I didn't mean to freak you out. I'm sorry. It's just a cake, I swear. Just a cake.
You
see this, buddy?
Uh-huh.
You don't behave, this is what's going to happen to you. Uh-huh. Watch. There it goes. All right, time to see if my cat cake.
See, this is why, Andrew.
Idiot. Oh, it's sweet. Look, see? Strawberry layers.
Yeah, no.
Hey, buddy. It's just a cake.
That might have been real.
Eat chocolate inside.
That's not.
All right, here we go. Just a little slice off the top. Whoa! Hey!
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, easy, easy. It's cake. It's just.
All right, well, there's multiple videos like that. I mean, a lot. I think it's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, the
Animal
AI sucks so
abuse.
bad.
I mean, if it's AI, then okay, it's AI.
Yeah, no, that was all AI. I have cats. Trust me.
I grew up with cats too, but it's like one of those trends, like where people try to, like, oh, here's what happens when you lock yourself in a car on a hot summer day with no airflow, and they call it like whatever or like the ice bucket challenge, or these different stupid things that become trendy. I don't know, that might be one. Just saying that. Yeah, it's my little kitty stuff for the day. I love cats. They are amazingly awesome.
Except kids falling off bikes, maybe. Fuck, I could watch kids fall off bikes all day. I don't give a shit about your kid.
Kids falling off of bikes?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Sure, not bad. I mean, ideally, the classic and go-to preeminent is kids running into glass doors. But falling off bikes is a really good second.
Hey, baby. Man, I'm getting the full parade today. Hey, sweetie.
Yeah, you thought bunny videos were good, Andrew. Check out kids running into glass doors.
That's going to go into my search algorithm, I suppose.
Uh-oh, he's going to step on the computer.
Hey, Alexa, show me videos of kids running into glass doors. Okay, Google, show me videos of kids running into glass doors.
There you go.
Yeah, the bunny videos, I think I've watched all of them.
Saw them all, did you?
I think so. It's been a lot. Some of them are just repeats. But then I started watching parrot videos, like, parrots, parakeets, and all these different versions of birds that learn how to mimic people's voices and behaviors. And that's why I said I was interested in actually getting a parrot or two. And no, I would not put them in a cage. Maybe
I just buy them and let them go. Cool investment. Great investment, Andrew. $350 for a parrot, and I'm just going to let it go.
No,
free bird.
Where's my guitar?
Well, they're fucking hilarious what they can do. I mean, they're far more intelligent than a lot of people give them credit for.
Right. Why do they need a cage? They don't need no stinking cages.
Yeah, I mean, I might put them in a cage when I'm like at work or something, but that way they don't just completely fuck everything up while I'm gone.
How you gonna get it home there, Chuckles?
How am I gonna get them at home?
Well, you gotta go to the pet store to get it. Now you gotta get it home without a cage. Or is the box better? Is it okay to keep it in a box?
I guess I would have to get a cage to
Are you
start
dressed
with.
like a pirate?
I'm still just gonna $350 for a parrot and then let the bastard die.
Yeah,
just walk out the pet store and throw it in the sky. You're free.
If you guys saw the search history of what I watch on YouTube, you'd be like, holy fuck. Chess, engineering, birds, bunnies, cats. Like, do you watch anything else? Not really.
Well, now it's going to be kids running into glass doors.
Well, that's going to, I suppose.
Now, I'm curious how many people have already in their search history, already in their recommended videos, kids running into glass doors, versus who next week will have videos of kids running into glass doors.
I don't know. That might put me on a different list than I'm already on.
Oh, wow.
Start researching kids. I don't want to be on that list.
Till 6 already. It's astounding. Oh, wait.
Well, all right, guys, I'm going to get going, but
Okay, Andrew. Thank you, sir.
It's been great, and thank you for having me on. And the next trivia will be on the 28th, 3 p.m. Pacific, and anyone can join in. But the only people that can actually win, they have to be on Discord. Sorry. And it's going to be a buzzer system.
Well, I'm on Discord. I just don't think you and I are connected on Discord.
Right. I'm on Discord. I would never use it, but I've definitely got an account there.
I've used it only for gaming. I tried to do the flat earthing there. I tried to do, the groups and all, and it just became endless vibratory phone time, and I couldn't, so I had to kill all those notifications, and then I just kind of lost the thread on most of those groups.
And the audio is designed for people to be a single person gamer trying to stream them gaming. Stream themselves gaming, and that's what the audio sort of drivers are set up to do, and it's difficult to get them to set up like a normal fucking human being might set them up.
Well, that's how it first started off. That was the intention of Discord.
Right.
It was just for streaming video games and stuff. But over the years, it's evolved into basically just another live streaming platform, like everybody has now.
Yeah, but I don't think they've really. That's only based on the content of who's using it. It's not that they've not designed the software that way, have they?
No.
No, the software is still designed to be just a streaming, right? For gamers.
Discordian train wreck. Yeah,
yep.
That's what it is.
I mean,
here's what it should be. Here's what we're going to do, and then here's the other different ways we're going to change it later.
When I set an app a certain way for like this to be my output for my earphones, and I need this to be my input for my mic, and I need everything to be at this level so that I don't go deaf or I can hear somebody talking. And I set all that up, and then I close the application because, my computer has to go off some point in the day, and come back to the exact same app, the exact same chat with my brother and sister or the other people I play games with, and have to sit there and readjust all of those audio settings. Not occasionally they do a reset or an update and it messes them up. Every time I go into that app, I have to set those settings. It never stays that way, and that's been for 10 years now. Not just recently they did an update and fucked it all up. Again, the name is Discord for a reason.
I've had that same thing. Now, one update will switch your audio settings and your video settings and all that kind of stuff. And by the way, I'm just now looking at the chat and YouTube. Enlightened Dawn, I think she's referring to me. She says, I'm just messing with you. Okay. I don't look at the chat when I'm in voice chat.
I think it was more about the parakeets and parrots and stuff. Yeah.
Sorry, I'll have to go back and read all that. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to smoke a bowl, and I'm going to take a triple dose of chamomile tea, and I recommend for everyone to try this out.
You're a party fucking animal.
Well, chamomile tea is a natural sleep, helps you sleep. But if you take like a double or triple dose of it, smoke a bowl, it has a very euphoric feeling, very similar to psilocybin. And yeah, you have to it's the duo. So that's what I'm going to do. A little bit of honey, because chamomile tea doesn't taste very good.
Mm-mm. Really good word is hypochondriacal. The things it's amazing the things the brain can do. Do you really suppose a triple dose of chamomile tea is really affecting you in such a way that you can tell the difference from one high to the next?
Yes. Trial and error. Well, actually, it's not even trial and error. I just did it one time because I wanted to see how much chamomile tea it would take to get me drowsy. And I was like, oh, that's freaking cool. And then I smoked a bowl that night. And I was like, oh, wow, this is fucking weird. It was fun.
But does it do that to you all the time, or is it only occasionally that it gives you that effect?
It's a recipe for the effect, huh?
Yeah, I do like once per month. It's not like I'm like a chamomile.
Now you can get high off peppercorn.
Just maybe
I heard you can smoke banana peels.
You can get high off nutmeg for that matter. I mean,
Yeah, and poppy
I have a
seeds,
book
too.
from 1851, and it talks about. It has a whole big chapter on, peppercorns and the way to harness its magical properties.
Ah, well, I'm gonna go get a whole handful of peppercorns and just start. Cause there's a peppercorn tree right outside my house.
Yeah, the reason I bought the book is because it had a bunch of shit about cannabis in it, and hemp, and cocaine, and opium, and all these different kinds of drugs. And then it started telling about all these drugs that I didn't know were drugs, like peppercorn. There's a few other ones too. It's like, whoa, you can get high off this shit?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of them, natural highs. But hey, gentlemen, thank you very much. I'll listen patiently, quietly on YouTube. But for the time being, have a wonderful night.
You have yourself an
And in the words of
enjoyable
Josh,
weekend.
Be well and do well. I beat you to it. All right, guys. Cheers. Have a great night.
all right, thank you, Andy.
Yeah, but you did it sober.
So
Something
real quick, a couple things I got to address in chat. Ian, how do you keep cats off the counter? I'm not going to spray them with bottles. When I put tinfoil down, they eat the tinfoil. And yeah, double-sided tape is a nightmare. So I gave up on keeping them off of the area here in front of me, if that's what you were referring to in chat. So that's one thing. And then what was the other thing I saw?
Double-sided tape? What does that last?
Yeah.
Like 4 fucking minutes?
Yeah, they reach up, they go, oh, that's gross. They reach up again and go, oh, that's slightly less gross because I put hair all over it last time I touched it. And about the third time they touch it, it's just coated with hair and they don't get sticky anymore anyway. So again, it's just a joke. I gave up on all of that.
Like my ex-wife did.
Unfortunately, I started hanging out with Jackson Galaxy, and his whole thing is definitely, you don't spray your cats unless you just want to create cats that don't want to come near you. That's all you're doing by spraying them. That has nothing to do with training or actual cat behavior. Put cucumbers everywhere, Dan. You may have a methodology that might work. I get you, Ian. I can't think of them. I mean, they'll hop up on the stove in there we have because it's gas and there's 2 burner thing, what are the pilot lights underneath. It's an old stove. And so that warmth makes them want to sleep in the middle area right there between the 2 little pilot light areas that keep the metal warm. But other than that, they don't really hop up in the kitchen too often to get on those counters that I can think of. Because, early on, I did make sure they do not to get up there when I'm doing food. Even when I'm doing their food on those counters, they don't hop up. So I guess I did teach them something young. Anyway, I just thought you meant here in front of me they shouldn't be getting up. And I wish I could affect that. But they miss Daddy. And I get up in the morning and they come hang out. It's kind of like that thing where, you go to the bathroom and they're all like, are you trying to poo without me? That whole thing. They know you're going to be still in a spot every day at a certain time or, pretty regular time. And that's when they can come visit and be part of your life. And that's what they do. They come and they kind of array themselves around me. Bender's over there on the floor. Mama's on the back of that chair over there. Ripple Pimple is sitting here licking on her tail and her backside and her leg. Just out of camera range here. So anyway, there was something Dad said earlier, damn it, that I wanted to address and now I've lost it. I can't find it. It's gone. Bender is cutting up. I don't know if y'all hear him over here.
Big shout out to Dad.
He's right.
Sorry. That was all. Just a shout out.
No, you're good.
And Benders as well. For cutting up. Jennifer was back here cutting up earlier.
He's shouting out for sure. Man, what was it that fucking Dad said that I wanted to address? I'm looking way back and I'm missing it, whatever it was. Yeah, sorry. You need to hop in here with us one morning, Taz. It's been quite a long time since we've actually audio talked to you, not chat talked to you. In fact, I think I even shouted that out on your channel recently, a comment about how we had some pretty awesome shows back in the day featuring you. Whether they're there or not, that remains to be seen, but they were. Yeah, it must be too far back now. I'm to the end and I still haven't seen what it was. My apologies. There is Bender. Hey, buddy. Yes, I'm aware. It's almost 6. Thank you. Anyway. There's no telling. Just laughing at various things in chat.
We got 4 minutes. We can do 4 minutes of dead silence. I
know, just let it go. We've missed so many minutes with Andrew here. We tried to get our silence in, but he wouldn't let that.
Wouldn't let us, damn it.
Actually, the Bender name that we have here is based on the character from Breakfast Club. What's his name?
Walt likes to get drunk and disappear for 4 or 5 days.
Right, I go on quite a few benders. Now that's what it's from Breakfast Club. Damn, I used to know the actor's name and it escapes me now. But anyway, the main tough guy, with the trench coat and the fingerless gloves, him, Bender. Michelle's quite a fan of that movie, so she named him Bender, and of course I immediately said, oh, cool, so now every time he comes in here I can say, bite my furry ass. Because I like Futurama, Bender.
She says, no. It's pronounced differently, and she'll know if you say it wrong.
Right. But, yeah, him and Claire, that's also from Breakfast Club. She got her name from that as well. And then Ripley is, of course, from Alien, as is Jones. And then we have Rizzo, who is, I would guess, the Grease girl that Michelle named our mother cat a long time ago. Hey, you can snark if you want. Grease is the word, man.
Don't mind me. I was just trying to hold.
You were containment. That's what that noise was. Not derision.
No. There was a whole joke in there.
There was a whole lot
about pink ladies and cats. So don't even get me started. You're lucky I was holding my breath.
That dude's gonna choke, right? Oh my goodness.
But we've only got a couple minutes left. It's just a little too late to be that inappropriate.
Yeah, we've been pretty good.
Although there was a thing about
man, thank you.
Of mice and men I had earlier. Lenny and George.
That's
well, there's a whole loving something so much until it hurts, till you kill it, till you hurt it. There was a comment earlier. There really is something psychological about having your partner, the woman you care about, go to the doctor because the act of loving each other is painful for them. Only to find out it was a bruised cervix and to get high-fived by her gynecologist. So, whatever. It's Friday. I want you guys to just have a great weekend.
Oh, it is Friday the 13th, Melissa. I didn't even think about that.
Well, I wasn't going to do that part, freak. But hopefully we'll see you guys back here. Look, I still can't double press. I don't know what the fuck is going on this morning. Still in the weird ass dimension. But we will be back here again on Monday morning. At least one of us, perhaps two. Fingers crossed we'll all three be here. Because we love you guys so much. And we'll see you then. Have an enjoyable weekend. Be good. Be well. Do good. Do it well. Do that well. We love you. Bye-bye. Dig a well. Something.